Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing? Has the new year treated you well? How's the past few weeks been for you? Are the resolutions still intact? Please let me know in the comments. It's been great for us. The Peanuts movie and Vajda both did well. So thanks for showering so much love. We couldn't ask for more. And that gives us a lot of motivation to bring in great recommendations for you every week. It gives us a lot of joy to curate these things. And that's the reason why I changed my recommendation just a couple of days before recording this. And the reason why I did that is because I couldn't get today's pick out of my head. So I was gonna recommend a show because I figured that we hadn't recommended a show for a while. And I even started making notes. I knew what I was gonna talk about, knew what I was gonna record. I was almost ready to record for it. And during this process, I saw this movie, saw today's pick, and I enjoyed it. I loved it a lot. It was funny, it's a comedy. So I found it really funny. I enjoyed it. And then I came back to again making notes about the show recommendation. But when I came back, I wasn't able to really concentrate. And the reason why that happened was the movie had really stayed with me. I was actually thinking about it a lot, and I just couldn't understand why I was thinking about that movie so much. Because, yes, I loved it. Yes, I enjoyed it a lot. But it's a comedy, and when you see the movie, you'll know that it's a linear story. There isn't much plot to it. Yet it stayed with me, and I knew there was something bigger about that movie that I was yet to analyze. And then I figured out what the movie was about and what I took away from it. And that is what I want to talk about today, of what I felt about this movie and what I took away from it. So you're watching Cremechiss, and today's pick is Jafar Panahi's Offside. Okay, before I start talking about the movie, for the ones who want to watch the movie, who don't like to listen to the analysis before watching the movie, I just want to say that there's nothing in this movie that I can spoil for you because the movie has just one plot, the plot that it starts with, and it ends with that as well. The comedy, the fun in the movie is actually based on all the circumstances and all the situations that occur in the movie. So you don't have to worry about that. So, Offside is a 2006 Iranian movie made by Jafar Panahi. More about him later. And it tells a story about these bunch of girls who are trying to get inside a stadium. That's it. That's the plot. The whole movie is about them trying to sneak in past the guards, obviously dressing up as men, just to get a glimpse of the match, just to sneak in past the guards and go inside the stadium and just sit in it. Now, if you know the law in Iran regarding this, women are not allowed to watch games in the stadium. And the reason that they give, not that it matters, but the reason that they're given is that they'll be in close proximity with men, and B, that they'll be subjected to the profanities that the men use while they're watching these games. So, despite knowing all this, there still are a bunch of girls who want to watch the match, and that's what the movie is all about. It's just these girls camouflaging themselves just to get the glimpse of the game. It's just these situations, these sequences of these girls quarreling with the guards, just fighting with them, just to get even like a few minutes to watch the game. Whether they manage to do that is for you to discover. That I won't be talking about. But the fun in the movie is about how these girls are passionate about watching the game so much that they can do anything for it. Like, obviously, they camouflage themselves into men's attire. There's this amazing example that we see in the beginning of the movie. It's the first girl that we meet. She's the girl that we're introduced to in the beginning of the movie. We see her in a bus. She's sitting somewhere in the corner, and the bus is going to the stadium. So it has a bunch of men who are cheering for the team, and she's sitting somewhere very timidly in a corner, hiding herself, wearing a cap, which is hiding her hair, I presume, and she's wearing this oversized shirt to hide her body. And with the flap of the cap, she's also hiding herself. And there's this thing that I noticed right in the beginning of the movie, which is evident throughout the movie, is that the men who she's traveling with, they obviously notice that it's a girl that they are traveling with. They obviously know that she is dressed up as a man and she wants to get inside the stadium. But the fascinating thing about the sequence and a lot of sequence is that they actually don't care if she's fooling the authorities. They actually don't care if she's dressed up as a man. But they actually don't care that she wants to have fun. And this is the best thing about the movie that you'll notice is that there is no one in this movie that are actually moral policing them. There's no one in the movie that we see that are actually telling them why they shouldn't sit in the stadium, why they shouldn't do all that. Even the guards that you meet, they're telling them not to go only because they themselves will get into trouble. They don't think that it's bad for them, or they'll be listening to men using profanities and men just creating a ruckus. They don't do that. They don't preach them or anything. The only thing that they tell them is that they shouldn't do that, and that is only because their lives, their career, their job is at stake. And that is what I loved about Offside. Through comedy, they're trying to tell something that is far more than just watching a football game. So going back to the girl, she has now reached the stadium and she's standing in the entrance line. She thinks that she can get past, obviously, because of the way she is dressed up. But she also notices another girl who's dressed similarly. She also has a cap. She also is wearing baggy shirt. And that itself should have given her an idea, right? The fact that if she's noticing another girl, the guards would obviously notice her. But she still wants to get in. She's adamant about it. And what she notices while being on the line is that the guards are actually checking the pockets, not just the pant pockets, but they're even checking the breast pockets. And that's when she realizes that she's not going to get past. So when the guard tries to check her breast pockets, that's when she backs off. And this is where she gets caught. So she's taken upstairs to an area where she meets a bunch of other girls who are also confined by the guards. So when you see them, you get an idea that they've also had many failed attempts to watch the game. Now keep this in mind. The movie starts off with this girl. This happens in the first 15 minutes of the movie maybe. And at this point, you're assuming that the movie is going to be about her trying to get in the stadium, or it's only going to be about her. And then the movie just shifts focus onto these other girls. One by one, we get to see what their story is, how they ended up in confinement. Some have reasons to watch the game because they themselves play football. Some have more personal, emotional reasons to watch this game. And some want to watch the game just for the sake of it. But there's one common thing about all of their stories, is that they want to watch the game, a game that they all equally love, but they're not allowed to do that. And I think that is what Jafar Panahi was going for here. We don't see much of backstory as to who these girls are in real life. We just see their stories, how their lives revolve around football. And honestly, that's the only thing that matters here, right? I think that was a great choice by Panahi here. If you don't know about Jafar Panahi, he is an inspiration for budding filmmakers. If there's anyone here who wants to learn about filmmaking or anything related to it, please read his stories. This man was banned to make movies in Iran because of the messages and content that he has in his movies, which is seen as propaganda against the government. So that's why he's forbidden to make any movies. But that doesn't stop him from making movies. It's 13 years now, and he still finds ways to make what he wants to make. So what's your reason for being lazy today? So yeah, he is a proper inspiration. This is my first movie of Jafar Panahi that I saw. His son has also come out with a great movie that came out sometime last year. It's called Hit the Road. His son's called Panahi, and that is also a great movie. So watch that as well. That's a double recommendation for me. So I deserve a like for that, right? All right. So yeah, that's Offside for you. I think the different ways in which these girls try to watch the game is the funniest when you're experiencing it on your own. So I wouldn't say anything about it. Apart from that, I gave you a couple of reasons to watch it. The warmth, the the happiness that you feel when you're watching a movie like this is unparalleled, I believe. There's nothing like watching something that leaves a big smile on your face, and Offside is that. Like I said, this movie is heavy with its messaging and what it's trying to convey, but it does that in the most sweetest way possible. Like I said, it doesn't have a bad guy. Even the guards who are trying to tell them why they shouldn't do that, you get to see so much sympathy that they have for these girls. And that might also be the reason why they get fooled so many times, is because somewhere down the line they also want these girls to succeed, these girls to just have fun. Yeah, it's the most warmest, it's the most happiest thing that you'll see in a long time. So that's my recommendation of the week, Jafar Panahi's Offside. So tell me what you thought about it. Also, tell us what you think about our formats, the way we make our videos, the kind of movies that we recommend, the kind of shows that we recommend. We really want to know what you thought about it. And the way you can do that is by supporting us, by commenting on the video, liking it obviously, and subscribe if you think this is something that you would want to make your weekly watch. If you only watch one show or one movie a week, I guarantee that this channel is where you lay your faith on. So keep watching our videos, and we'll meet you next week with something that is a total 180-degree flip of genre, something very different from Offside. But we guarantee one thing is that you're gonna love it. So this is me signing off. Bye bye.